This is Richie Contartesi with the Next Play podcast, and today we have a very special guest. What's up, Marvin? How you
Hey,
doing?
how's it going?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for being here.
That's good. Thanks for
Marvin,
having me.
listen, Marvin's been in the insurance industry since 1996. Worked for a major regional carrier. He's held number underwriting, sales, management roles over his 13-year period with them. He's been with AmFam, American Family Insurance, for 9 years now. He's obtained his MBA, CPCU, AIS, AU, API designations. He lives in beautiful Columbus, Ohio. He's an awful Ohio State fan, and he loves to travel, cruising, and riding his motorcycle.
Absolutely.
No, but listen, Marvin's built a successful agency, and so for anyone in sales, sales leadership, or in insurance in general, this is definitely a show you want to be on. I'm going to be asking Marvin all kinds of questions on how he built his agency, how he's built his team, and where he wants to go from here. So Marvin, let's just start right off the bat, man. How did you get into the current position you are right now as an agency owner? And then let's get into the meat. So, like, how did you get into becoming an agency owner?
Well, during my 13-year career at the regional carrier, one of my positions was a sales specialist. So in that role, I was responsible for Ohio, Maryland, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky, meeting with independent agents, talking to them about selling our products as opposed to the competition. And throughout all of those visits, I really liked what I saw in agencies, how they ran their agencies, how they staffed their agencies. The freedom and flexibility was attractive to me. And I always thought to myself, if I could get on this side of the business, I think that's where I belong. And so I ran into an associate who knew somebody who was hiring for new agents with American Family. So I said, you know what, let me just have a conversation. And when I met with this gentleman, he presented me with an opportunity that I just could not refuse to get on this side of the business with the way that American Family supports bringing on new agents. So I took that opportunity and wished I had made it probably 20 years ago.
Got it. So it's one of those things you're like, dang, I wish I would have done it earlier.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For sure. Okay, cool, man. So so tell me about your agency. How did you tell me about where you're at today?
Okay. So when I started with the agency, it was actually from scratch. So I started the agency, it was just myself. And like everyone else, probably you start off with your friends and family with growing your business. My family was very supportive and provided a pretty decent base for me. I have a pretty big family here in Columbus. But then outside of that, because of my 13-year history, I think more of my friends and other associates knew how passionate I was about insurance. So they were willing to come on pretty early on. So I was really ready to hit the ground running. And with that kind of expansion, I immediately went out and hired an associate office manager who came on and helped me out. And so over the last few years, it's really just been myself and like a 30 to 40 hour part-time or full-time associate. We've been successful in growing the agency every single year. And now we're in the growth mode to where I just recently brought on a new office manager and transitioning my current office manager to the sales specialist role because we're starting to, absolutely. We're starting to get more referrals, more phone calls. And so I want to provide opportunities for people in the agency to move around. And this is my first opportunity to do that. And I think we're in a position now to be able to take on some tremendous growth.
I love that, man. Good for you. So how did you how did you start the agency? Like, were you buying leads? Were they exclusive leads? Did you buy older leads? What was your kind of situation like? Were you able to buy, leads that came directly from an operator who passed it to you, the more expensive ones, or did you kind of buy aged leads? How many calls did you make? How did you start the agency?
So how I started the agency was picking up what they call a telephone. And what you do is you put that into your ear and you begin to talk to people, let them know what you do, what you're passionate about, and ask them for an opportunity to earn their business. But of course, you can't do that all day long because you get burned out. So yes, one of the other things that I was doing is we were able to purchase leads from a company that American Family uses. That's probably about 6 or 7 different lead companies that you can select from. So I was probably in the beginning, I was spending a lot of money on leads. I don't remember the exact dollar amount, but I was making at least 50 phone calls a day, if you will. Hoping to get on in contact with somebody. If I did not get in contact with them, I had a follow-up plan, leaving voice messages, sending tons of emails, and also sending out postcards. So it was a lot of phone calls. It was a lot of internet leads.
You did direct mail. Okay.
Oh, and direct mail also, always. And then also just being involved in the community and getting out in the community. I am a talker. I'm a people person. And so I love getting out in front of, whether it's a church group or it's at local fairs or local community events. I love setting up tables, getting out there, just saying, hey, I'm your local agent. Here's what I'm passionate about. Let me know if there's anything that I can do for you. So it was a lot of different things in the beginning until you found out, where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck, if you will.
What was yours? Was it postcards? Was it calls? Like, was it a certain type of lead that you were using? Like, what was getting you your biggest bang for the buck in the beginning?
For me, I really feel like it was the relationships that I had built. Being involved in the community, being on on the board for our local food pantry, gave me opportunities to meet a lot of different people in different industries who all had a need for life insurance, auto insurance, home insurance, and business insurance. And because we offer all those products, everybody that I met, I was a potential customer. And so with me, I marketed where my feet were. And so if I'm at the grocery store, I'm handing out business cards. If I'm at the fast food restaurant or wherever, I'm handing out business cards. So for me, it was the more I got in front of people, the more successful I knew I would be.
So for you, you had more success in person than you did over the phone in the beginning.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. What was your pitch? Do you remember? Like, how did you get people? Because you can't just walk up and hand someone a business card, right? Like, what was your pitch to get them to actually call you back or to book a meeting with you when you were, in that stage?
So first of all, I think it's important to not come across as a salesperson. For me, I know how I felt when I walked in the store and somebody was immediately on me saying, may I help you with something? And then if I said no, 2 minutes later, they were back again. Well, how about when you drive up to the car lot and they're already in the car lot waiting for you, saying you pull in? So I didn't want to take that approach. So for me, I always felt like, I also talk with my hands, if you can't tell already. I always felt like when I give somebody my business card, I'm always saying, hey, my name is Marvin Smith. I'm an agent with American Family Insurance. I just want to let you know if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. I love the opportunity to earn your business. And then, of course, you kill them with a smile, and then you hand them the business card. That was my pitch, and it's still my pitch to this day.
Oh, that's still okay. Cool. Now, today what's working best for you today? Is it still in person, or do you have calls and metrics that you see? Like, if I make this many calls, I'm going to get this many. I'm going to sign up this many people. Like, do you have those today, or are you still banking on the in person?
So one of the things that I realized a long time ago is, again, having to invest in your business in order for your business to grow. So what I've started doing over the last 3 years is doing more TV commercials, more radio ads, and TV commercials, radio ads, and billboards. I decided to go that route, even though a lot of people would think, for a small insurance agency or just a small captive agency, that might be a little bit too much for your budget. Well, for me, I just wanted to do things that other insurance agents didn't do. So for me today, I feel like a lot of my business is coming from referrals and people who are Googling me because they've seen my face on a billboard, because they saw me on the commercial during the Pro Bowl last weekend, or because they heard me on a local jazz station, on top of possibly getting a card from me.
I like that, jazz.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, man. I'm trying to make sure that everybody sees and hears Marvin Smith.
Listen, everybody talks about Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads. You're going old school, radio, TV. Like, are you getting a lot of inbound leads from these?
So I'm also new school because I am on TikTok and I am on Facebook with the postings as
Okay.
well. Nothing's
Okay.
off the
But
table
no
for me, in other
ads.
words. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But no
yeah, with
ads
the
or
ads.
anything.
We
Oh,
do
you will?
ads
Okay.
on Facebook. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We do ads. We
Okay.
do weekly postings, ads on Facebook, and then I'll actually do a video of myself, and I posted a couple of those out on TikTok. And then I'll also post, whether it's my personal video or the commercials that I run on TV. I've actually posted those on Facebook and TikTok as well. So I do a lot of that. As far as what am I getting when you in terms of the incoming phone calls? Am I getting a lot from the billboards? No. Am I getting a lot from from the TV commercials? Not in particular. But what I am getting is for people calling me saying, I Googled you. I Googled your name specifically, not just insurance agents near me, but I Googled your name specifically. That's what I'm getting when I get people calling in saying, hey, I'd like to know if you can quote my business. I'm also getting people
But how
telling me,
can I ask you, how are they knowing to Google your name specifically? From the billboard? From the
yes, I've had quite a few folks say I was driving the other day and I come this route every day and I see your billboard. I've been meaning to call you, so now I'm calling you. I've had quite a few people say that. I had one
Yeah.
guy who's been listening to the jazz station for quite some time, and he said, "Marvin, I've been meaning to call you, but I'm just now getting around to it." So they're finding out to Google me specifically if they've seen or heard either of those ads.
So I love that. So I have a question for you here. Zach, what's up, man? Thanks for your question. He wrote, Marvin, I work with media buyers. Curious what your ROI is on TV specifically. Is that something that you're able to measure at this point, or you just know from number of calls that you're getting, basically?
Absolutely. I really do, Zach, wish I could give a ROI on the TV ads, but here's what I can tell you I've learned. If you don't have the budget for it, don't do it. Because with doing TV ads, that's marketing, not selling. And so for me, it was more important to get out in front of the viewers watching the Pro Bowl on Sunday and paying $900 for that for 6 commercials.
That's actually not bad.
Was that it? Yeah, I thought it was pretty good because my past relationship, I got a pretty good special with them. But did I come in on Monday, Zach, and get 10 phone calls from people that say they saw the commercial? No, I did not. So I wish I could give an ROI on that, but I would just say it's very, very, very low. But if you're trying to market yourself, then sometimes you've got to do the billboards and the radio ads and the TV commercials to get out in front of 10,000 people at once.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can get lucky on TikTok. I mean, unless you're like an influence type audience, you can get those kind of views. But to get those kind of organic views, that's pretty tough. So you get 10,000 views for $900. I mean, yeah, that's but the thing, but can't you run like an offer where it's like, hey, great question, Zach. Thanks, man. And by the way, anybody watching, if you have questions, post your questions. We'll get them answered. Do you, man, I forgot the question I was going to ask. I had a really good question, but I had to change to talk about the question. Yeah, I'm just thinking like, yeah, you'd have to do the math, right? It's like that many views. But okay, so yeah, here's my question. So if you have, can't you run like a specific offer where if they call you from the commercial, then I got this lead. Did you not? Is it? You know what I'm saying? When you run TV, I see that all the time where they're like, call with this code or something like that. This way, if they bought what your return was for that specific. But you're saying basically you do it purely for attention and people knowing the name.
Yeah, the commercials that we do are approved by corporate, of course, and none of the commercials that American Family does has any type of code to call. Like even our corporate commercials say, call your local insurance agent. So even on my commercial, if I want reimbursement opportunities from American Family, then my script has to be exactly what American Family says. If I
I
could
see.
I throw something in there that says, call me today and mention this ad and you'll get, a free gift card? I could do that. However, it doesn't qualify for reimbursement from American Family. So that's why I stick to the script and don't have anything where I'm, the call to action is to call me and you'll get this in return.
Wow. So they pay you back for running the ad?
So there is partial subsidy for me running the TV ads. Anything that we do that's corporate approved, then
Nice.
yes, there is an opportunity to get some subsidy for that.
Okay, cool. I like
And
that.
I wanted to just add too that we do ask everyone that calls in, how did you hear about our agency? So we do, if you ask me, so where do you think most people are coming from? We do have an answer for that, because I make sure when they call, how did you hear about us? And like I said earlier, most of it's come from, well, I Googled you, or nowadays it's more referrals.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you've been doing it for quite some time now, and you have people that everyone. How could you not love Marvin? He's an Ohio State fan.
I mean, I'm just saying. Been one ever since I was a little toddler. I've been
now, let me ask you a question. So do you have to make these commercials, or are you just pulling commercials that are already pre-made?
So I get the script from American Family, and then the TV station actually comes out with their camera crew and shoot the commercial here in my agency. So I'll give them the script ahead of time. They'll let me know. We'll agree on whether it's a 15%, not 15, but 15-second or 30-second slot. And then they'll come in, we'll schedule the day, and we'll do the commercial. And they're always willing to stay here until we get it right.
Okay. Now, is your business mainly made up of inbound referrals, or are you still buying leads and making calls?
So most of it is coming from inbound. Am I still buying leads? Yes, but not nearly at the rate that I was even 2-3 years ago. Doing leads today is just a part of the routine. It's just one of the things to check off on the list of what are the kinds of things that you're doing to grow your agency. Yes, I do internet leads, but I don't do them to the volume that I did last year, or not last year, but probably 2 years or so ago.
So now, if we got quite a few agents and sales reps and insurance brokers, agency owners that are listening, for someone who's in a position right now where they're like, I want to get my agency off the ground today, with all of your experience from the past and knowing what you know today, what would you share with them to say, here's what you got to do to get the ball rolling today? Here's what you can do. Maybe give two scenarios, one with a little bit more of a bootstrappy budget, and one with someone who's got more of a budget to grow the agency today. What would your advice be?
So the first thing I would say to someone who wants to get into this field is, I believe in order to be successful, you have to have a genuine interest in helping people. If you have a genuine interest in helping people, then this is the right and perfect opportunity or career path for you. I also feel like in order to be more successful or have even a better retention rate, you've got to not chase the money. Let's face it, we all know that people think that insurance is, these agents make a lot of money. Well, it's a get rich slow kind of thing, if you will, if you're looking at it like that. But I think what's helped out with my success in growing my agency is making sure that my clients know that I don't see them as a dollar figure. I don't see them as an opportunity to make more money. I don't sell on price. I sell on the value of the agency and what I bring to you. So if you have that kind of mentality as you're starting off your business, I think you're going to have a better opportunity for success. When it comes to your budget, hey, if you're not willing to spend money, you can't expect to make money. So if you can make some sacrifices financially, putting back into your agency, doing different marketing activities, you're going to have more opportunities. If your budget is much bigger and you have, a lot more money that you can put back into your agency, then start thinking outside of the box. When you look around your community, think about some of the things that you don't see other agents doing, or where you don't see other agents, and figure out, how can I market in that area? How can I get in front of that particular group of individuals? And if you don't see other agents doing it, then why shouldn't you do it? Why shouldn't you try it? Also, I would think, now, some people say I'm a workaholic, but I give people my cell phone number. And so that gives them 24/7 access to me. Now, I'll go on the record to say, I started off doing that when I started my agency out, and now 9 years into it, sometimes I wish I didn't do that, because trust me, people will call you on the weekends. They will call you on your honeymoon. They will call you after 5 o'clock. And as long as you have that cell phone with you, they expect you to answer it. So I would say be cautious of that, depending on how available you want to be. But for me, I think we have to be on clients' time, not our own time. Of course, you got to balance that work and family life and all that. But I work 7 days a week. And when I say work, I actually get to enjoy my hobby 7 days a week. So if you can look at this industry or an agency owner as a hobby, then you'll never work again. So if you call me Sunday after church or Saturday before the football game, sometimes even during, I'll answer the phone. And if I've got my laptop, I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to help you. I never want to miss an opportunity to write it.
Even if it's the fourth quarter against Michigan, you're pulling out your laptop?
Even if it's in the fourth quarter, even at Thanksgiving at the table, I've done it before. So I just think if you have that kind of mentality when you start off your agency, you're going to have a lot more fun building and growing your agency.
Yeah. So for others who are in sales or they're insurance agents and they're trying to get better at moving people through their pipeline and getting to the sale, getting people to show to their meetings. If they're making calls, getting meetings booked, what are your thoughts on that? What's the best way to get from a call to a meeting booked? And then let's just start there, and then we can move down the pipeline. What are you finding today is the best approach or sales script or opening to get someone from a call to getting that first meeting booked?
So first of all, when you're on the phone with someone, you have to be smiling. People can hear a frown and they can hear excitement. So I think starting off, making sure that you're in a good mood with making that phone call is going to set the tone for that conversation. One of the terms that I always use when speaking with potential clients is opportunity. So when you're talking to someone on the phone and you're introducing yourself and you say, I would like to know if I can have an opportunity to earn your business. Well, now you're putting it back on the client, letting them know it's up to you whether or not you choose me or not. But I want the opportunity to earn your business. So what can I do for you? I'm putting myself as the agent out there saying, what can I do for you to have you believing and trusting in me as your insurance agent? So I think you have to kind of use words like that in your conversation. And also what I found is sounding like you are just a regular person, just like they are, goes a long way. Sounding like a robot will get you hung up on. Sounding like you're reading a script will definitely not get you to second base. But sounding like, let me let you know what I will do for you, or here's what I'm going to do for you, saying things like that is going to keep the client on the phone just a little bit longer. Now, to move that person from an enjoyable conversation to maybe setting up an appointment is going to take some feedback. Follow-up. And when I say follow-up, I mean, say what you're going to do and do what you say. So if I'm on the phone with a client today and they say, you know what, Marvin, I really don't have time right now to talk. Is it okay if you call me at another time? My response is absolutely. What's a good day and time for me to call you? Yeah. Because I'm letting them know I don't expect you to call me back. I want to put it on me to call you back. So when they give me that date and time, I kind of joke around with them and say, okay, I've got you down for Thursday at 12 o'clock. Guess what I'm going to do on Thursday at about 12 o'clock? Call me. You are absolutely right. And guess what happens at 12 o'clock? I'm on the phone dialing that person. So during that second conversation, or when that phone rings, when they look down at 12 o'clock, even if they forgot, they're going to be like, that's right. Marvin did tell me he was going to call me back. This agent is really hungry. This agent is a man of his word. Now I've got a better chance of getting him to sign on him or her to sign on the dotted line. If the price is right, because at that point, I think I've already sold them on me, the value of the agency and what I bring to the table. Now, the last thing is the price enough for them to want to make the switch?
Got it. Okay. And so what are some things, okay, so outside, because I like this. So outside of if they're not, ready yet for the meeting or they're busy, what if you're talking to someone and they're like, yeah, I'm interested, it might be a month, Like, but you know, if you can book them a meeting in person, or what? Actually, real quick, what are you finding better, to book a meeting in person or to book a meeting virtual in Zoom?
Oh,
What are you
virtual
finding
over the
today?
phone. Oh, virtual over the
Really?
phone. Literally, we don't have clients coming to the office, not because we don't want to, because I love to meet them, but today people aren't going into agents' offices to do insurance. Everything is over the phone. Everything is on the internet. And so why would I spend 45 minutes or an hour coming into your office when we can handle this all over the phone right now? And so most
Right.
of
Do
my
you use
appointments,
Zoom or straight over the phone?
straight over the phone, straight over the phone.
Really? So you're not okay? Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
it's amazing. I mean, I don't really throw out much, hey, if you want, we can Zoom. But the times that I have, they're like, nah, it's okay. Just give me a call, or I'll call you on lunchtime. And so we today, most of our business and our appointments are set up over the phone. When you try to do personal insurance review, I don't want to come in for half an hour for you to tell me what discounts you can add, or, deductibles
Right,
you can
right.
change. Just tell me right now
But
while
are
we're on the phone. So
but when you book the appointment, though, the appointment is also on the phone, right?
yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. I like that. Okay, cool. And so what have you found is for you and your team and the sales reps that work for you,
Mhm.
what are you finding is the best, you know, so you gave the example of people that are busy, right? But what about people who are like, I'm interested, but might be like a month. I'm interested, but you can feel there's not a lot of urgency, but if you can get them onto an appointment and show them the value that they would do it. What are you finding is your best approach in that scenario to get them to book the next meeting and to show the
Yeah.
next meeting?
Well, so a lot of times when I get that information, whether it's coming from a lead or referral, I try to make sure I can get that basic information to put into our system. Because once you're in a system, we've got avenues to get in front of you, many different ways. And so one of the
Yeah.
things that I do is I typically print out an envelope with their address on it. If I can quickly do, say, a life insurance quote or some kind of quote, whether it's auto or home, I'll quickly run a quote, and then I highlight some information on that quote, put a little sticky note on it that says, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. Will you call me? With a question mark, because now it opens it up for them to hopefully feel like they should respond. And then I drop my business card in there and I just send it to them in the mail. That way, now they had a phone conversation with me, heard my voice. Now they're going to get a business card from me with my picture on it, and they're going to see a competitive quote that I provided along with a brochure. Now, if during that conversation, they said, or I suggested, well, why don't I give you a call back in about a month or so? If they agree on that, then I put that on the sticky note to say, I look forward to speaking with you on, June the 3rd, so that they're expecting that. So then I go and put it on my calendar. And for me, I think that's been a good approach, because I've had plenty of customers call me back and say, hey, Marvin, I got that letter you sent me. I'm glad you sent that because I lost your number. And then we go forward with doing a quote and writing their business.
I
So
like
that's
that. Yeah.
sending that letter
That's
and quote.
So it's like, because attention is very important today. I mean, everybody, especially because, like, even if you buy an exclusive lead, like, they're filling out other forms.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Oh, absolutely.
the fact that you're sending, a direct mail piece, I think is powerful. And that's something that, I hope if you're listening right now, I'm even thinking about, like, we actually, a long time ago, we used to send, books in direct mail when they used to fill out a form inquiry. I don't know why we stopped, but it made me think about it. I like that, man. Thank you.
Cool.
No, that's good stuff. I think it's the things that take work that lead to the result, but we forget to do because we're so overwhelmed.
Oh, absolutely. And I think just, having fun with whatever it is you're doing makes you not feel like you're working. I mean, when I say 7 days a week, I'm literally enjoying my hobby 7 days a week and doing all of those little things, even though I'm still overwhelmed.
Right. So, by the way, anybody watching, make sure to chat any questions that you have. I'll throw them up on the screen like we did before. Make sure you throw in any questions. Let's talk about technology for a second. Like, what are you using for technology? Like software, CRMs, automation tools, AI is the the new thing everyone's talking about. What
I
are
am
you
not.
using?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead, man.
Because I was so anxious to get this out there. I am not tech savvy at all. I
Okay.
use the system that American Family has in place for us to provide quotes, and the system that we have in place to be able to get and respond to internet leads. We don't have, or at least I don't use many different systems, and it's a little different because you're a captive agency. So we just have the one system that we use for our quoting and policy issuance. But we also do use a broker. And so I would go into the system that broker uses to submit applications and get quotes back. But as far as the other tech stuff, I'm not too tech savvy, if you will. I'm not looking to try to find a different way to do anything. Right now, it's not broke, so I'm not trying to fix it with what I do use.
Got it. All right. So really, you use like whatever internal CRM that AmFam provides.
Yes.
Do you use any type of like automation tools or anything like that, or no? Like email automations or
I don't use any email
texting or anything like that.
Oh, I always text. Now I do text, so I guess that would make me a little bit tech savvy then. But I do text a lot. Like I said, when I put my cell phone on my business card, what I'm learning is a lot more clients are texting me even before they call me. And so that's just another way that I realize you have to be available to individuals who you want to become your clients. Some people just love texting and they don't like talking. So I do a lot of texting from my personal cell phone.
Got it. Okay. What's next for you, man? What's your next play in growing your agency and growing your brand? What's your next play?
Well, my next play is it is organically growing my agency, putting myself in a position to be able to take on retiring agencies over the next 3 to 5 years. So as I stated earlier, just bringing on a new office manager and transitioning my current one to a sales specialist role, I'm still looking for sales specialists because now, I mean, with any insurance agency, that's all you really need after you got your office manager in place. We just need some people to come here and duplicate our work. And so I'm trying to, at this point, bring on some quality sales specialists to help get to the next level. And I also make sure I put out to those sales specialists. As the agency grows, you grow. But it's my plan to turn the corner with being able to maybe integrate, like I said earlier, some retiring agents or some agents that decide to leave the business for whatever reason.
Now, when you say retiring, like, are you talking about like agency owners who are retiring and just bringing their staff over to your company, or retiring agents that you're going to bring back into selling again?
Well, retiring agency owners. So, they decide to get out of business. Their book of business is open. We have the opportunity to share our business plan with how we can integrate that into our agency.
Got it. Will you? So can you would just plan on like buying it from them or something like that?
So I don't think with the way American Family does it, buying is the correct term. But yes, I would essentially acquire that agency and then make that decision as to whether or not I want to, retain their staff, or if I have the staff already to help, integrate that business with us.
Yeah, it's interesting. I had someone on the podcast not that long ago. Not someone, but I had someone on the podcast not that long ago. One of the things we talked about offline, so I'm not going to share the name, is the power of acquiring or purchasing other businesses that are already past the hard stages, that have already developed the referrals and the contacts and built the staff and have systems and processes in place, versus trying to start it on your own. So that's an interesting perspective for people listening right now is, if you're in a position where you can acquire, or you have contacts or relationships with people who are potentially going to retire and have a staff, that's also another route to go where you can grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people might not think about that.
And
I like that.
one of the things I liken it to when you say what's my next step is, so today I say that I want to start working on the business and not in the business. And as I sit here today, I can say the last 8.5 years I've been working in the business, and now I want to start working on the business. And that's what's going to free me up. Having a new office manager here is going to free me up time to start working on the business. So the more I work on the business, I think I'm going to turn that corner a whole lot sooner than what I may have anticipated maybe 3 years ago.
I love it, man. Awesome. Cool. Is there anything that that I haven't asked you that you're like, man, I got to share this with the audience?
No, I guess the only suggestion I might make to anybody, you said we're got a lot of agents on the phone. The only suggestion I might make is just not to give up. If you have a genuine interest in liking people, you don't mind marketing where your feet are. I mean, we know what this market is like. Right now the rates are going up. It's harder to write business. Right now we're more in a retention phase. We want to keep people instead of letting them go out the back door, even though we're still getting some in the front door. But I would just say, hold on and don't get too frustrated, and just keep doing the activities that have helped you to be successful up to this point. And if you feel like it hasn't been successful as you would like, then start thinking outside of the box and trying something different, like the things that I shared earlier.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, cool. Awesome. And so, Marvin, if anybody wants to reach out to you, what's the best way to connect with you? How can someone find you if they're, hey, I want to interested in connecting with Marvin or working with Marvin, or what's the best way to find you?
So I am on Facebook. Marvin Smith is my personal Facebook page. I do have a business Facebook page, Marvin Smith Agency LLC with American Family. I'm also on TikTok, just under, I am on TikTok. You can search my name on there as well. My office number, 614-986-3105. And dare I put it out there, my cell phone number, 614.
Sure? You sure?
1496. You can text me whenever you want. That's right. I'm sure. I am sure.
Okay, what's the number? What's the number? I'll put it up here so people can.
The cell phone number. Is that the one you're talking about? That's 614.
Yeah, whichever one.
614-625-1496 is the cell, and the office number is 614-986-3105.
All right. So if you're interested in connecting with Marvin, learning about his business, interested in working with him in some capacity, whether it's as a client or an agent, 614-625-1496. I put his number up on the screen. Marvin, thanks so much for being on the show. I really appreciate having you, and I know our audience does as well.
Hey, thanks, Richie, for having me. Appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. I don't have any other questions, so thank you all for being here and attending the Next Play podcast live. I'll see y'all next time.
We'll see you.